What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Need It podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in right away. If you guys are new to the channel or to the podcast in general, man, if you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly to the channel, it helps with the reach. A lot of people get inspired and motivated with these, man. So why not send that to more people? You know, we all have friends, family, loved ones. So why not share and just let them know that, you know, there's this new podcast that you guys have been enjoying and that you guys want them to be part of as well. So it helps a lot. Thank you guys for also always commenting, man. You guys have been commenting on literally every video, a lot of in-depth comments. You know, you guys really go in with your stories based on what the episode is about. So I really do appreciate that. Now moving forward, let me actually introduce today's guest. Really excited to have this person on, man. You guys have no idea. Check it out. Introduce yourself, bro. Yeah, guys, I'm actually doing this episode by myself today. Believe it or not, you know, I actually had the idea of doing a bye week, which actually means that I wasn't going to record anything this week. But, you know, literally I have at least another 5 or 6 episodes that are going to be really good in season 1, except that everybody is from out of town. So I couldn't get them here this week, unfortunately. Everybody's busy. Everybody has their own things going on. So I respect that, but why not keep it consistent, man? I figured this will be a good time for me to just do them by myself and get used to it, because who knows, maybe down the line, in season 2, I might start adding episodes by myself talking about different stuff. So far, people have been supporting, so why not support me doing one by myself, right? So I'm excited to really just dive into starting something new. That's actually what this episode is going to be about. Moving forward, you know, I'm going to be really like going into like what it takes to start something new. You know, I have a couple of news actually that I'm going to be releasing in this episode, which I'm actually going to really just do right now. The first one is actually part of the podcast, so why not start off with that one? Something very helpful, something I've had in my mind for a while now. It just has kind of taken me a minute to figure out where it would fit in, because I already am a very busy person when it comes to my businesses. The stuff that I'm currently like working on. One thing I will tell you guys, man, is that when you move past doing only one thing, you just get busier, man. Like, you have to really find a balance, create a balance, I should say, because literally, like, let's say I go 100% on this podcast, right? Now my barbering stuff is going to kind of fall out because I'm not dedicating that time and effort to it. So imagine when you have 5 or 6 of those things, it's literally the same thing. Like, you just have to create a balance, write things down, really like plan yourself, you know, plan ahead, I should say. That's something that I would definitely recommend. But without really saying too much about that, I just want to let you guys know what's coming for the podcast. So a lot of you guys have been getting inspired and motivated. That's something that you guys know me a lot by. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys can follow me on Instagram. I do have all of my stuff linked below. Now, for those that have been following me for a long time and you guys want more of like that in-depth like coaching, I should say, or advice, like this is going to be a really good thing for you guys to look into. I don't have a name for it just yet, but I know that it is coming. I've been working on it, writing things down. Like I mentioned to you guys, that's an important part of starting something new. And it's pretty much going to be like a mentorship program, guys. The thing is that right now we live in a time, obviously, where entrepreneurship is really big. In order to really be successful and to make, you know, obviously more money, to do different things, you really got to step outside your comfort zone and start something new. Multiple businesses, multiple streams of income. So a lot of people don't really know how to get out of that little bubble that they're in. You do want to start something new. You have all these ideas, but it's really only an idea until you actually execute it. Now, I'm here to help you guys out with that. In this program, you guys will pretty much email me. I'll give you guys a breakdown of what I'm going to be offering. Also, there's obviously going to be a price attached to that. But with you guys being, you know, willing to actually invest in yourselves, I'll invest my time into you. I'm only going to be taking in a couple of people a month, but you guys will pretty much have access to me throughout the whole month. I will guide you guys in the direction that you guys want to go based on, like, obviously our consultation. Let's say you guys want to start a clothing brand. Let's say you guys want to open up a barbershop. Anything of that nature. It doesn't really have to be anything too specific. It's really a kickstart program to kick off this new thing for the podcast. And I think it's going to be good, man. I'm really just excited to sit down with people that are willing to like take themselves serious. I think that's why I want to make it very exclusive. So just stay tuned for that. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but it is going to be like a mentorship coaching kind of deal where I actually guide you guys throughout 30 days. I put you guys on with all the people that I know that are going to be able to help you guys get your brand to where you want it to be. And pretty much you just go on after that. So it's going to be pretty dope. Comment down below if that's something that you guys will be interested in. Like I said, right now, like there's a lot of people doing different stuff, but a lot of people are just moving in circles. Sometimes you're not actually progressing. You're just moving around in circles. So I really want to kind of give you guys the keys to the game, and those that take it, I guarantee you guys are going to see yourself in a better place within those 30 days. So I'm excited to get that started. Let me catch my breath. Jeez. I think I was talking too much. Let me actually open up the Celsius because I think that's what I need. Wow, that sounded so cool. Actually, I've been rocking with the Celsius lately. You guys follow me on IG. You guys know that I usually drink the yerba mates, the yerbs, as some of you guys call it. But the Celsius have been doing their job. They're actually more of like a healthier option, I would say. Who really knows what's healthy nowadays, right? But it has no sugar. It's just the energy. It burns body fat, accelerates your metabolism. So I've been liking them. If you guys want to check those out, this is not a sponsored post, I promise. Check those out. Usually, like at this point, I would have the other person talking, but maybe that's why I'm winded right now. All right, deep breath. So moving forward, let's talk about what's coming, man. Before I get into actually giving you guys some advice on starting something new, let me show you guys what's coming for one of my brands. This is a collaboration with my wife. You guys follow us on IG. You guys know that we started this brand about a year ago. Now, think about it. She has her own stuff going on. I have my own stuff going on. Like, how do you come together and do something together? Like, it's actually a lot harder than it seems. We both have ideas, but then when we put them together, maybe I agree with hers, maybe she doesn't agree with mine. That's just how it works. But we've been able to create this brand that has a lot of meaning behind it. It's Act of Faith. So I am going to link the IG below. You guys can check it out if you guys are new. If you guys aren't, make sure you guys follow. It helps a lot, like I said, with, the brand exposure. And really, I do enjoy this because it's something that we're really taking our time with. It was just something new as far as like what was out at the time. Now I have been noticing that there is more people coming out with brands, more people focusing on quality. And, it really makes me happy to see that, this brand has really just set the tone, set the standard, and actually just explain what the brand is about. It's really, me and my wife coming together. Act of Faith is really what it is. It's an act of faith. And when we moved here, guys, to LA, it was just something that we weren't expecting, but we had the faith that everything was going to be all right. And it's almost like taking a leap of faith, always remaining hopeful for a positive outcome. And that's really the message that we want to deliver on this next season. And actually, I'm wearing one right now, so you guys could see. Maybe you guys can't see, maybe you can, but it's stitched. It's tone on tone, so you can't really see it. It's very subtle. But this is one of the colors. So it's a nice blue. It isn't too blue, and it's not like really a gray. So it's just a nice color overall. If you guys don't know, the brand is unisex. So the fit, it's perfect for a man and a woman. Now, when we were doing the sewing and the cutting, we wanted to make sure that the medium fits a guy and the medium fits a girl. That's really the trick when doing this brand. I'm actually going to show you guys some of the details here. So if you guys can see on the screen, this is one of my favorite colors for sure of this collection. Now, we did do 100% cotton this time around. We really had to make some changes. We haven't dropped since last year in December. So we took a long time until we actually were like, okay, we're ready to do this again. Like, what are we going to do different? What are we going to improve? And it's really just one of those things, like we're not sitting here in a race with anybody. We really want to just provide quality. And I know that you guys are going to love these. We did do a different tag color. So we got like a light gray tag here in the neck with the size. There's still some final things being done. These are just prototypes, but we got the AOF monogram stitched here. So fire collection that's coming up. Less is more, guys. We're keeping this very simple, but really catering to the people that want to be comfortable every day, but also be rocking some stuff that you can really see the quality in. Now, this color, very slept on color. And fellas, if you guys are watching or listening, make sure you guys watch the YouTube video so you can actually see this. But this one here is really like a mauve, like, I don't know, it's kind of in between like a light pink but purple color, but it has a tone of gray on it. So it's just a nice color. Like, don't sleep on this one. Guys, you guys could rock these. Like, trust me, you guys are going to like how they look. There's a lot of shoes nowadays too that will go with a lot of these colors, and of course the one I'm wearing right now. All right, so I figured this was the perfect episode to talk about this. So I showed you guys the crew necks. There's actually a lot more items that are going to be in this collection, but I just wanted to give you guys like a little sneak peek, like not too much, but I wanted you guys to actually get into the idea of like, okay, like this is what they're coming out with. Now we're expecting to launch hopefully in the next 3 weeks. So make sure that you guys follow the page, turn on your notifications, and stay tuned, man. We're going to be doing some giveaways and also just like a lot of fun stuff for those people that are subscribed to our mailing list on the website. So make sure you guys join, and you guys actually get like a discount code, I believe, if you guys do that. So moving forward, let me actually show you guys some of the new stuff we're dropping. So I'm actually wearing an Act of Faith trucker hat right now. It has a nice like foamy front here with the stitching, very, very clean design, unisex as well. Like, you know, sometimes some people are hat people, sometimes they're not, but I have seen girls that rock the trucker hats, that rock the fitted snapbacks, and they look fire. You know, we live in a time right now where the street style is really catered to both men and women. So I want to drop some hats. People have asked about them before, so why not do it now? And also this one, the dad hat, adjustable strap in the back. We got the two doves and everything stitched. So this was for sure maybe the hat that most girls are going to gravitate towards. That is a design we wanted to drop, and it looks clean. I like how it looks. Now this one, the white 5-panel snapback, this one is fire as well. Got the Act of Faith on the sides, and then we got the AOF with the dove wings on the F, which is super clean. Now, this one I'm probably going to adjust a couple of things. People really have liked it, man, from the sneak peeks that I've showed on IG. This one already comes pre-folded too, so it's going to be literally the perfect fit, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure that when that comes out, you guys pick one up. That's pretty much what's coming up for Act of Faith. Like I said, about 3 weeks out. That's what we're looking at, man. Thank you guys for the patience. Really just like believing in the brand and knowing what it's about. Like we really accomplished that in the first time that we dropped, and that's why I just decided to just take my time. And, you know, I told Blanca, you know, I know that you're used to doing things fast, but like, let's take our time with this one, man. There's no rush. It's just an extra brand that we're working on together. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. Sorry if I'm a little hyper. Maybe this Celsius is kicking in already. I'm really just excited to get that Act of Faith brand out. A lot of people have been kind of like on the loop, you know, for the last year, asking when it's going to come out, But like I said, this is just a sneak peek. There is some extra surprises that we're coming out with as well. So make sure that you guys follow the brand page and just be on the lookout, man, in the next 3 weeks. That's what's going on with the brand. I already told you guys about what's coming for the podcast. So just let me know in the comments what you guys think about the new items for Act of Faith. And also, once again, man, like if you guys are excited for that mentorship program, that's going to be part of the Needed podcast. Now, you know, starting something new is always hard, guys. Like that's why I wanted to dive into this episode and just let you guys know that, first of all, it's not going to be easy. I've been doing a lot of new stuff lately, and it's taken a lot of different type of energy for me to be able to actually do it, you know, whether starting this podcast, like giving the Act of Faith brand momentum again. Now that's not new, but yet like it's a new season. So it's requiring me to like, you know, give it some effort, give it some time. So that's one thing that I am going to tell you guys, that it is going to take a lot more effort than what you guys probably see on other people that start something new. Like everything, especially on social media, you know, like you guys see stuff and it looks easy and, you know, yeah, I could do that too. Then you do it and you kind of get stuck. Like you don't know what to do. It's not really giving you what you think it's going to give you. And then you get unmotivated and you stop. Like I've seen that from a lot of people. A lot of people start brands. I know that shit takes time, but you know, it's important for you guys not to quit. If that brand that you are doing has an important message behind it, and you really truly live by that, you got to push for it. You got to like give it effort without really thinking about it. When we're starting something new, we usually bring in those traits and those habits from what we're currently doing. Now, that's going to only work up to a certain extent, guys. Like literally when you reach a new level, when you're evolving, it's going to require a new version of yourself. And like, you're going to have to switch some things up. Maybe those things are uncomfortable, not what you're used to, but that's the only way that you grow. Like you have to get uncomfortable. I know you guys have heard that before, but like that shit is true. Now, everything that I've started new, I've had to kind of like just shift my mindset, do a different type of grind. And as long as you guys, like I said, you know, believe in whatever it is that you guys want to do next, like you're going to be able to accomplish it as long as you guys are willing to give it the effort and the time. A little bit about me, like I was doing barbering, man, for like damn near 10 years until like we decided, you know, that we were going to end up moving after all without really expecting to. I was already kind of starting to do something new because I was already expecting a second baby with my wife. And I was like, shoot, man, like I want to be home more. So how am I going to be able to create revenue to be able to allow me not to be at the shop so much, but still be as effective and then still be with the family, you know, like that was my goal. I decided to start the Sharp and Dapper Collection brand. Now that brand that I started, you know, I mean, it was just an extension of my shop, Sharp and Dapper Barbering. So I just switched up the name, contacted my graphic designer, boom, started getting it going. Started, releasing products, releasing them online. Now people have always supported me, and typically people are going to support you more out of town than they are in your town. So like, I really wanted to just get out to those people that support me from all these different places. So what better way than e-commerce, right? So I started the website, started the product line, and it started doing okay. Like it didn't do well right away. Like I literally launched my brand the day my son was born. That was, of course, a little over 3 years ago. And it kind of like slowly, it was okay because I was still working. So I wasn't really giving it that time and the effort. But once I moved and I moved to LA, shit, I mean, I didn't have any clients out here. So like I had to give it the time. I had to hustle. And first thing I did, man, when I moved, I remember I sat down and wrote everything down, guys. Like I said, I'm going to release a full line. It took some time, a lot of like research. I wanted to research what other brands were offering, how I could make mine different. Sure enough, man, I got in contact with my web designer, and I've been working with her ever since. And we really just started to like build the brand, make it better, and it came a long way from where it first started, for sure. If you guys want to follow the actual hair product page, we have hair, skin, and beard products now. So a little pat on the back. We've been growing. So I'm going to put that down below in the link. Make sure you guys check that out. I literally like live by all the products that I sell. Like I use them myself and everything. So they're trusted and they actually do work, man. Like, I'm not sitting here like trying to make money. It's more so like really providing people with stuff that works, stuff that I use in my barbershop. You guys know, if you guys are watching, the guys know that when they go to the shop, their hair just looks better because the barber did it. So it's barbershop quality products for the everyday man. So some products that could also be used by women too. So check those out. Now, it's very easy to get discouraged when you're starting something new because sometimes we do this too much. We talk to people too much. A lot of people that aren't even in the same position as you. So like, that's what piece of advice I'm going to give you guys. Like, don't tell everybody your ideas, okay? Because only certain people are going to really, I guess you could say, tell you what you want to hear. And a lot of times we just need reassurance, but not everybody has to know your plans, man. Like I started to get better at that. I'm one of those people too that did like to say their ideas and what they got coming up, but then people have too many opinions. Even those that you expect to tell you good things, they tell you the opposite. So please do not tell people your stuff. I know it's hard not to, but I promise at the end, when you come out with it and things start rolling, they're going to be like, wow, when did this happen? And it's, you're just going to realize that it was good that you didn't really depend on anybody's opinion. Now, certain people, yeah, like it's good to ask for advice and they'll kind of guide you in the direction, but just really pay attention to where those people are at. Are they where you want to be? Or are they somebody that doesn't even know what it's like, to be in the position that you're at? So just pay attention to those things. In terms of starting something new, man, at the end of the day, it's going to be you willing to get uncomfortable. Like I mentioned before, like that's really the big thing. Now, also starting something new is going to require some sort of sacrifice. Like you're going to have to give up something for something bigger. I spoke about that with Eric in the last episode. If you guys haven't tuned into that one, make sure you guys watch it. We really speak about more of like the everyday things that you have to give up in order to go after whatever it is that you want. Very good episode. A lot of value in that one. And that's really what it is, guys. Like being able to sacrifice something. Sometimes you got to invest. You got to lose some money to make some money. With my hair brand, I had to do that a lot. Like the only way I was going to be able to get more product was to invest in it more. And it's not cheap. Nothing is. If you guys want quality, best believe you're going to have to pay for it. That just goes towards anything. So depending what you want to do, man, really like just know that you have to invest. Really invest in yourself. I don't look at it as an expense. Really, it's just more so like adding more into my bucket, in order to continue to grow. And that's really what it takes. That's something that I've had to like really understand, because sometimes you do look at the price too much. You don't really look at the long-term value of whatever it is that you're after. But just know that if you're willing to invest in it, man, it has no choice but to grow. Another big thing would be really to do it by yourself, man. I mean, a lot of the times, sometimes people want to start stuff, but they want to do it with a partner. Now, I will tell you guys, like, that's good up to a certain extent, but just know that ultimately it's going to be a lot sweeter when you do it alone. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. For some people, it works, and that's good. But from my personal experience, I would say that, just do something by yourself and really just go through those struggles alone, man. I mean, later on, you will have nobody telling you that they helped you, that they did it. You get me? Like, all those things that sometimes unfortunately happen. Starting something new sometimes is not really a new thing. It's something that we know we want to do, like we know what we're capable of. Sometimes we don't, and you start noticing it when you're actually trying those new things. And that's why it's so important for you guys to go after it, because you really will never know until you try it. My whole thing is like, I've always paid attention to like people that I talk to, sometimes even older people, and they tell me like, Risk it, go after it, just try everything, while you're young. And it's true, man. Like, why do I want to be older and looking back and realizing like, man, I should have tried that new thing that I never tried. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised, man, like the things that you get into when you start trying them, or what you end up being good at, when you start going after it. So I always encourage people to go after it and not be scared. And thankfully I've had some type of influence on certain individuals, and I have noticed people's growth when you start kind of like breaking those barriers, man. And it's like a beautiful thing to see, because I've been there before, and like I know what that feels like. So that's so dope. And I really encourage a lot of you guys that are listening or watching on this episode to just go after it is that you want to do, man. I mean, life is way too short to be sitting here like being scared of what the outcome might be. You know what I'm saying? Like the outcome's always going to be different than what you initially start with. And I don't mean like it's going to change like 100%, but in that process that you're in that goal that you're after, like you're going to run across like a lot of different stuff. You might shift to the left, shift to the right, but like you always want to come back to the middle and actually like realize like what it is that you're after. And like you'll take all those things that happen in between that journey and you'll tighten it at the end and realize that it makes sense. Like you were supposed to go through all that stuff to actually like get there. And I think that's a cool thing about going after something that like you just learn so much, like, and then you can pass it on to somebody else. Like that's what I'm here to do. Hopefully in this episode, like you guys really feel that message. Starting something new is never easy. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it for you guys, pretending that it's just something that you're going to be able to do tomorrow. Now, what I do recommend is write things down, like give yourself some goals, get a planner, write down your notes, get an iPad. I don't know, whatever works. So we have a million ways of like doing it nowadays. It's just more so starting. And like I said, an idea is really only an idea until you execute it. So not only should you write it down, but you should actually work towards that, thread the needle every single day, just a little bit. And I promise within like, 6 months to a year, if you guys try a little bit every day, you guys will get there. Now, some of you guys might be in a different situation. Some of you guys might have that 9 to 5, but that shouldn't determine whether you should stop or not. Like, the people that really, get things done are the ones that work after that 9 to 5, the ones that put in those extra hours. Sometimes you guys go to school, same deal. You guys got to grind it out, got to put in that extra work, put in those reps. And even if it's a little bit a day, man, like, we all have time. At the end of the day, like, we all have time. Like, you could use it watching Netflix, you could use it playing video games. But if you actually use a little bit of that time into the things that you actually want to do, like, you're going to start realizing that it doesn't really take too much to really get something started. And like, that's really what I want to get through to you guys, that you guys just got to prioritize and really figure out what's important and what's not. You got to give up some things, in order for you to gain greater things. That's really the message that I want to deliver today. And starting something new, shit, I mean, once you get started, guys, you're going to start realizing that you're going to start doing a lot of other new things. And that's the beauty within it. I moved out here. I started something. Now everything is just kind of like a domino effect. I'm starting to start new stuff. We have the Act of Faith brand. I started the podcast when I moved out here a little over a year. And, I had no choice but to just kind of like adapt and get out of my comfort zone, man. It was very uncomfortable. Trust me, when I had to like stop cutting hair completely and really like change my whole life around. Even though some people might think that I was forced to do that. No, I actually wanted to do that. I just didn't know how the hell to get out of what I was already doing, and at the end, even though we moved, like, I kind of realized that, this shit was supposed to happen. And like, here I am trying to figure out what else I'm good at and what else I could possibly do. And, now I'm over here recording a podcast, which, like, if you would have told me this a year and a half ago, I would have been like, there's no way I'm going to have a podcast and we're going to have this clothing brand and I'm going to be doing a mentorship program soon. Like, none of that stuff would have even came to mind, because I was just so used to what I was doing that I wasn't willing to get into those new things. Could it have happened back home? Probably, but I think that everyday work at the shop would have kind of just taken over and it would have been just the easier route for me. So unfortunately, getting uncomfortable is always a little bit harder to do than to going back to what you already know. But I really want to like push you guys to be able to do those new things. And let me know, man. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. First one I did alone. Short and sweet. It wasn't a big episode, but hopefully the message was big within this episode. And hopefully you guys enjoy the new stuff that's coming for Act of Faith, man. Like I said, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know what you guys are starting too, man. Let me know what you guys are going to be starting, what you guys want to start, what you already started. Also, if you guys are going to be interested in joining the new program I'm going to be adding to the website soon. Hopefully you guys made it through this entire episode. it was pretty good to do one alone. I'm not gonna lie, I was running out of breath half of the time. But I had fun. I felt like a lot of stuff was talked about that I've been wanting to talk about. So it just works out. Like I said, I thought I was gonna have a guest, and I didn't. And look, we're here making it happen no matter what. The grind don't stop. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for making it through this entire episode. If you did, if you guys are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I appreciate you guys. I know you guys are putting in work somewhere, and you guys are listening on the road or whatever the case may be. If you guys took the time to watch the entire YouTube video, I appreciate you guys so much. To take the time out of your day to actually like listen in and to tune in. You guys are the reason why I continue to do this. The support does not go unnoticed. So I will catch you guys next week. Like I said, there's still a couple of fire episodes in season 1. So make sure you guys turn on your notifications and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.